All right, Pokemon trainers, welcome back to a little bit more Pokemon trading card game online. Still having a great time playing this game. So let's check some new stuff out. So I said I was going to grab another deck, and I had to put a little bit of thought into what deck that I wanted to grab, and I'm thinking I'm going to grab this Empoleon deck, this Imperial Command deck. Because we are seeing a lot of Lycanroc decks come out, and I think Empoleon is going to be a good counter to Lycanroc because Lycanroc requires a lot of Pokemon to be on the board, and Empoleon also requires a lot of Pokemon to be on the board. So even if we get Dusknoir, hold on, even if we get Dusknoir and he does this Dark Invitation, that just puts more damage onto Empoleon, as well as more damage onto Lycanroc. However, with Empoleon, we can take advantage of both sides of the bench. As we can see here, Lycanroc does 20 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, but Empoleon takes advantage of both benches. So I think Empoleon is going to be the deck that we're going to grab onto right now. We'll play a couple games. I'm not really familiar with it. Obviously, I have played against it before, but I'm going to have to do a little bit of work and a little bit of practice in order to get it going. So I think this is going to be a pretty strong deck. I've already taken a look at a few of the Pokemon in here, and I think it's going to be good. And I think it's going to help us combat some of these Lycanroc decks. So I think this is going to be a good choice for us to do. So let's go ahead and pull the trigger and grab an Empoleon deck. So we're going to grab this one. Add all these cards to our collection. This really cool Empoleon coin, looking pretty sweet, and we'll be able to use that. So let's jump right in and do an Empoleon game. This will be my first one with this deck, so yeah, it should be exciting. So our win streak is at 1, coming off of yesterday, and everything is looking pretty good. So let's grab Empoleon, and then we'll jump into some Leaf Storm or Leaf Charge. Sorry, a little bit later. Leaf Storm, Leaf Storm is a move inside that deck, but we'll do some Imperial Command. We'll get Empoleon on the board and see if we can take down a few of these Lycanroc decks. So hopefully we don't go against the Lycanroc. Maybe hopefully we do go against the Lycanroc deck. I don't know. So let's see. It looks like we're going against Garchomp. So we did not choose this deck specifically to go against Garchomp, but it's going to be good practice because this is a tough deck. So let's go first, just because I don't know this deck at all, and we're going to be able to get a bit of practice in with it. So it looks like our opening hand is pretty good. I don't think I want to put in Manaphy. Oh, maybe I do want to put in Manaphy right now, because if we do get Gibble on the board early, then we'll be able to put that to sleep, and we do get our Piplup. So we have our Empoleon in hand. So once we get the what's it called, the Prinplup. Once we get our Prinplup, we'll be able to have Empoleon going on the board. But as I said before, we're going to need to get a lot more Pokemon onto our bench in order to make Empoleon more powerful. So hopefully our strategy works out. And my gosh, we have a ton of energy. So let's just start throwing energy down. Empoleon does only need 3 energy, so we'll need to be mindful of that. And I don't think this Garchomp deck has any electricity in it, so I think we're going to be safe with our weakness on Empoleon and even our weakness on Manaphy, because Manaphy is weak to those grass type moves. So I think this is going to be good, but like I said, I'm going to need to be practicing and getting things going. We did get we got Terrify on our Manaphy, which is unfortunate, but we can just throw another energy onto Piplup and have that ready. What does this Splatter do? Okay, so that can hit kind of anything that we want it to hit, so that's not too bad. So we're gonna see what our opponent comes up with, and it looks like we're just gonna continue to get Terrifies, which is not too bad. Buizel will be good, and then if we can get the evolution for Buizel up on the board, that will also be good. So let's just throw another energy down, and we'll just sit and wait where we're at right now. We could retreat out Manaphy and put in Piplup in order to do 20 damage on Spiritomb, but I don't think that's going to be worth it. We'll be able to just allow our opponent to continue to stall, and it looks like she's not drawing very much good stuff. She hasn't gotten any Pokemon. Okay, so there's her second Pokemon on the board, and maybe Solrock will go in order to get her some draws, and then that'll get rid of sort of this Terrify from Spiritomb. So that looks like exactly what our opponent's going to be doing, and hopefully she goes for the double draw, and she does, and that's going to give us a chance to do some Water Pulses with our Manaphy. But looks like we're just going to continue to draw sort of poor cards, but let's put another energy onto Buizel since we have not gotten our Prinplup yet, and let's go for the Water Pulse. Deep Currents isn't going to help us out right now, but we'll go for this and hope that we keep the sleep on the old Solrock. We do not, but no harm done. We did get the 20 damage, and that's going to be our first bit of damage on the board so far. It looks like my opponent is going to be throwing out a Hippopotas. We have the Spiritomb and the Solrock. She's going to go for another double draw. This is kind of making me nervous because she is going to start to get a little bit out of control here. I think it would still be smart to pull. Well, probably not. Let's try to go for the sleep again on Solrock just to prevent our opponent from drawing any more cards, and hopefully we can keep the sleep this time. There we go. So we get the sleep that time, and so that's going to give us a little bit of room. It's not going to let our opponent draw again this turn, but we are going to see Gibble come out on the board, so that is not very good news for us, but luckily Solrock is going to remain asleep. And we can continue with that. And there's our Prinplup. So that is exactly what we were looking for. So we can start throwing a bit more energy into this, and we can get Empoleon on the board. And I think we're just going to continue to. That's going to be 20. So what is let's figure this out first. So 20 times each of the Pokemon sides: 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 damage on our Empoleon. So it might be a good idea to pull back Manaphy, put in Prinplup, and just do a Water Splash or a Bubble Beam. Now I'm gonna keep Manaphy in for now. We're gonna do the Water Pulse. We're gonna continue working on Solrock this way, and then we'll get our and then we get the sleep. So that's even better because that's gonna prevent any escapes or anything like that. And it looks like my opponent did use up their escape skateboard. I think that's what it's called. Let's see if I can get out. Yeah, escape board on their Spiritomb. So Solrock is not going to be able to benefit from that skateboard. And we are going to be able to get Empoleon in, and we're going to be able to throw down kind of a lot of damage here in a moment. I think I'm going to hold on to my Kukui just to get the boost on the damage from that one. We're definitely going to pull back Manaphy right now. Because Manaphy does not even have the power to kill Solrock. So let's get Empoleon out. We're going to keep our Kukui just in case we need it. We don't want to do that. Well, we can do that. Either way, this thing's going down. So let's do a Whirlpool. So there goes Solrock. We get rid of that, and we get to grab a prize card. And we grab an Ultra Ball, which is pretty good because we can get the evolution for Buizel, and that's a pretty good card because it does allow us to draw a card every turn. So it'll be like our own miniaturized Solrock, and we'll be drawing one card per turn, and we don't have to worry about losing it to this. Losing it to being killed by another Pokemon or being fainted by another Pokemon. So things are looking really good right now. We got Empoleon going. We don't have to worry too much. So this one can't retreat, and that's fine. There's the Cynthia down, so Garchomp will not get to benefit from that. What does Dust Cannon do? Oh my gosh, go away. So 10 more damage for each colorless Pokemon on your opponent's board. So it looks like Garchomp is going to come out, and I think our opponent is going to try and challenge us with that Garchomp. And I think Royal Blades will not do it, but with that hit from Hippodon, it's going to put us a little bit closer to being in trouble. But let us So 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. So we are going to Kukui this time in order to get that extra bit of energy that we need. We're going to throw Snover on the board. We're going to keep our Ultra Ball and our Piplup and our Rescue. You know what? Let's just do it right now. So we're going to get rid of these two. We are going to grab our Floatzel. Floatzel does not allow us to draw a card. Which one allows us to draw a card? Oh, it's Sandslash. Okay. So a bit of a mistake on my part, but I am still learning this deck. But we're gonna grab Floatzel anyways, or maybe we want to grab Obama Snow. Nah, we're gonna grab Floatzel. So let's get Floatzel in. We'll put that there. We'll put an energy onto Snover. We will kill Hippowdon with just enough energy. Or just enough damage. It looks like we had more than enough damage, but getting that other draw with Kukui wasn't too bad. So it looks like we're in a pretty dang good spot right now. Garchomp, even with Royal Blades, is not going to kill Empoleon on the next turn. And, well, my opponent's not even powered up enough to do Royal Blades, so we don't even have to worry about that. So we're in a really good position right now. We've taken down a couple of really nice cards, or a couple of really nice Pokemon with our Empoleon, and it looks like he's just going to keep on chugging along, and he's not going to be taking very much crap from anybody else. And even if we do get terrified on this one, we can pull back Empoleon, we can get Floatzel in, and we can do a bit of damage with this Aqua Blast. So that's going to do 80 damage, and we're going to discard an energy, but that's not too bad. Because that is going to be able to just straight up kill it. So it looks like our opponent draws the Cynthia, and looks like our opponent is going to be able to use that. I don't know if I want to use my Aqua Patch right now. I don't think we need to. We have kind of enough energy on the board right now. And it looks like my opponent is just going to be setting up to get Garchomp in there. So it might be a good idea for us to pull back Empoleon because we do have the Ultra Patch. We do have the energy in hand. So even if we discard these two energies, it's not going to be that big of a deal. And we can put Floatzel in. We can still kill Spiritomb. And we can go along our way and force our opponent to sort of send out Garchomp. And even if we lose Floatzel on the next turn, that gives us a nice chance to get Empoleon back in to take out Garchomp. And Sophocles is going to give us 2 cards. Or we can discard 2 cards and draw 4, so that's not going to be too great of a deal for us right now, and we can just rely on Floatzel being taken out, and that's sort of okay, I think, because even with the Cynthia, our opponent is going to be throwing away, in my opinion, a whole bunch of damage that he could be using on Empoleon. So either way, I'm super happy with that. That's going to give us 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 damage on our Empoleon with the number of Pokemon that are on the board right now. And it might be a good idea for me to get a few more Pokemon on my side of the board in order to just get my my power up. And I think perhaps my opponent's going to... Okay, well, my opponent is not going to be wise to Empoleon's power here, and she is going to throw another Gibble onto the board, which is going to give us 20, 40, 60, 80, 120 damage on our Empoleon right now. So even if Empoleon gets taken down by this Garchomp, it's not going to be too big of a deal. So I have a lot of energy. I think I want to use Sophocles to... no, I don't, because I'm going to need this energy. So let's put this energy down. We'll grab that out. Well, that sucks. Okay, so I do need to learn how to use my Aqua Patch because we can only put this energy on here. So we'll go for that. We do have enough energy to do Total Command. However, unfortunately, we don't have enough to put more Pokemon on the board. So like I said, even if we lose Empoleon to this Garchomp, it's going to take a big chunk out of my opponent's... off of my opponent's board. and we can take this out and continue working on the rest of my opponent's board. But it's not looking good for us right now. I was really hoping on killing this Garchomp with this Empoleon, and looks like we're gonna have to deal with Lucario. We're gonna have to deal with a few other things with just basic Pokemon, and that's sort of not going to be too fun. Maybe with next turn with Sophocles we can draw a few more cards, but we'll just have to see how things play out. And I think even with Royal Blades, we're not going to die because Cynthia has already been used up, and my opponent just keeps putting more and more Pokemon on the board. So we'll continue to keep power on our Empoleon. And if I can draw my Obama Snow, I can once again pull out Empoleon, put in Obama Snow, and do a little bit of work with Obama Snow. So we have some avenues to go down in order to get things going, but well, there's our Cynthia, so it looks like our Empoleon is going to definitely be going down. So that's not too bad. Snover can go in and he can do a little bit of damage on Garchomp, but it does look like we are not going to be in a really good spot right now, because we are going to lose our Empoleon right now, and I can't help but think that I should have put that Piplup on board, but I haven't really drawn into anything super effective or super great to sort of combat this. So I am going to put in Snover just in case I do grab that Obama Snow, and let's just hope beyond hope that we grab something good. So we did get Floatzel. I think I will Sophocles these two away, just to grab a couple more cards here. So we got a Prinplup and an Empoleon. We can do Pokemon Fan Club next turn in order to get another Piplup, but that might be too little too late. So let's do our Ice Shard on this one. I probably should have put in Manaphy, but this is going to not even kill Garchomp. So I can't help but think that I should have done Manaphy in order to try and put Garchomp to sleep. But once again, we're still learning this deck. This is my first game with this deck, so no harm done. I don't mind losing my first game, although it would be sort of cool to win the first game with this deck. But like I said, I did get this deck specifically to combat the Lycanroc decks, and we knew that we were gonna maybe come up against some Garchomp decks, as we do in this sort of meta, if you'll allow me to call it that. So we needed to find something, and it seems like Leaf Charge is just the deck right now that's sort of taking down every other deck. So it looks like we're going to get a fresh Garchomp in, so we're not going to have to worry too much about that. Manaphy is going to go down, so I think next turn I'm going to do probably Pokemon Fan Club, and then we do have the escape board, so let us do... Well, I don't even want to do Pokemon Fan Club. Let's do How. I think that's going to get us a better chance at grabbing what it is that we need. So we did get the Piplup. We did get one energy, and we did get a Kukui. So let's throw this energy down onto Piplup. We can do an Ice Shard on this one, no problem. I don't want to waste that escape board on this Snover, because it's only going to take down his escape cost by 1. So let's do a bit of Snover. Then we'll get our Prinplup and our Empoleon back on the board and see if we can do something with that. We are even on our prize cards. However, my opponent is much further ahead of me when it comes to active Pokemon on the board. So that's something that we're just going to have to keep watching out for. And it might be a good idea to just do Pokemon Fan Club next turn in order to just get some Pokemon on the board. And it looks like my opponent's going to be putting in that weakened Garchomp in anticipation for that going down. So no harm really yet. We did get our Corsola, so we'll put Corsola up on the board. Okay, and we do have a chance to do this Bubble Beam, so I think I'm going to do Bubble Beam, but that is going to kill this Garchomp. And I think I want to keep this Kukui. So let's do Pokemon Fan Club now and see sort of what we can draw, what we can put on the board. Doesn't look like anything too great. Sand Slash, and it doesn't look like we even have a. Oh, there's Obama Snow. So we only have Obama Snow and sort of a Lowland Sand Slash waiting for us. But we can grab another Manaphy. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna grab this this Sandstrew, and we're gonna put them on the board as well, just to sort of get things going for our Empoleon. So let's put Primplup up on the board. We're going to try and get the Bubble Beam, but I don't think it's going to matter because our opponent is just going to be able to take us sort of out. Actually, I just got an idea. So let's retreat this out. Let's put Corsola in so we don't have to lose our Primplup. Alright, I think that was sort of a better play. That way we don't lose our Primplup sort of right away, and then we can wait and sort of maybe get a little bit more energy to put up back onto Empoleon. But my opponent is getting dangerously low on prize cards, so it looks like I'm not going to be able to do it with what I've got on the board right now. And Manaphy might be a good way to, or a good Pokemon to put onto the board, just to try to get those sleeps on this Garchomp. And try to get something going with that. Whew, this is a tough one. It's an exciting game, and things are going, and things are dipping and diving and everything else, right? So we're gonna be able to maybe try and do something, but if I don't get any energy off of this one, I think that's going to be it for us. So even if I put let's put Primplup in because we do have the chance to get the Paralyze. Yeah, and even if we lose Manaphy on the next turn, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So let's do Kukui and try to draw some energy. We did grab an energy. We got Obama Snow, which we don't need. We'll put our Lowland Sand Slash. We'll do a draw. We'll get an energy onto Primplup. We don't have enough energy to do Total Command, but we are going to do Bubble Beam and try to get the Paralyze. So let's try for the heads. Yes. Okay, so we did get the heads on that one. We got the Paralyze, so that's not too bad. So we can continue to do a bit of stalling here, and then we should be able to take out this Garchomp next turn, and then all we have to worry about is the next Garchomp, and I think my opponent does have some more Cynthias in her deck. Looks like we're going to get Lookered, and my opponent might draw another Cynthia in order to get some more damage on their next Pokemon. So it looks like we're going to get Escape Roped, so I think this is going to be it for us, perhaps, but if we do put in Sand Slash, we won't die to one Royal Blade. So let's do that. And this Garchomp is going to be super close to dying here. So even if we get one Royal Blades, we're not going to go down. And then we have two energies ready for our Empoleon. But unfortunately, we cannot get our Sand Slash out of there because of the escape cost. So I think this is going to be it for us. We don't have anything left. Yeah, I think it's going to be a concede on my side. My opponent played a really good game. She used those Garchomps really effectively, pulling one out and putting the other one in, and she ended up keeping them all. So hats off to my opponent for a very nice game played. I learned a little bit about this deck. I know I need to look for the Sand Slashes in order to get the draws, and I know that I need to keep my Empoleons healthy. So thank you very much to whomever stopped by. I hope you had fun watching. I had a ton of fun playing, and I'll see you in the next one.